Can we start at the very beginning?
Very good place to start. From the day I can remember anything I wanted to say. Give me a sexy pose. So I'm posing like mad. And he said, give me a sexy pose. And I said, I've been doing it for about 10 minutes. And he went, oh, that's not working then. Oh.
Okay, now I see. I'm very excited about this because you brought along a song.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Boy.
Oh, a match made in heaven.
It's variety.
Today being our Christmas special, I thought it'd be a good idea to have as a guest someone who performs that most quintessentially British of Christmas acts, the pantomime dame. Welcome to the podcast, Andrew Robley.
Thank you very much indeed. What a lovely introduction.
Thank you.
And I'm just disappointed that I can't be a contortionist for you this afternoon. Because,
Well, there's always a possibility of that.
But I haven't waxed my legs, so I'd never be able to do it. So.
Oh, didn't I tell you to wax your legs? I'm sure
I knew there was something I forgot to do.
Never mind, there was on the briefing notes. But
Thank you.
We'll pass on that. So, Andrew, don't mind, can we start at the very beginning?
A very good place to start.
It's a very good place to start. I can see we'll be bursting into song
Yes.
frequent opportunities. Bring Christmas, yes.
Absolutely.
We can. So where were you born?
I was born in Carlisle.
Very north.
As far north as you can. My family come from Edinburgh, and I started singing at a very early age, literally.
How old?
I was 6.
6, yeah. And you remember that?
I do, because I went to a little village school, and I was really rubbish at everything. I mean, literally everything. The only thing I looked forward to was pushing the piano up the corridor for the singing lessons. And
sort of an upright.
an upright, yeah. And literally, it was the only thing I ever volunteered to do at school, was to push this piano. I was so excited every time it arrived. And we had this wonderful music teacher called Mrs. Robinson, who, at that time,
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Here's to you, yes. You're very good.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll keep that going.
Thank you. Literally, she said, here's to you. And she saw something in me that nobody else had seen, or heard something, I should say. And she, to me at that time, I thought she must have been such an old lady. She was probably about 38 or something like that. But she heard me sing, and she decided that I should do more than just this singing lesson. And she spoke to my parents and said that I should become a chorister at Carlisle Cathedral.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a big job because it's a paid job.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's sort of the top of that musical tree. That chorister job. You
Hugely.
have to sight read, very good sight
Yeah.
reading.
And at literally the age of 6, I knew I wanted to do it. And I went in, and my mother always says that I got the job because I was full of wind, because you had to sing this phrase in one breath, and I was the only one to do it.
And you had ruffs.
Oh, yes.
You like?
Yes, and I had the most beautiful red cassock.
Yep.
But when you started, it was a dodgy purple one. And
you progressed.
no, it wasn't purple actually. It was lilac.
Yes.
And I think 47,000 people had worn it before. And I thought, no, I don't. This colour does nothing for me. I need to get
Even
out.
at that age.
Even at that age, I knew.
Doesn't go with my complexion.
No, not at all. And you had to be a probationer, what they call a probationer, for a year. And I lasted 6 months, and I thought, this colour is just draining me completely. And the head chorister's voice broke, so they were looking for a replacement. So where I got the courage from, I still don't know to this day, because I was also very, very shy. But I went up for this, and everybody else that was due to move up wasn't able to have enough wind, literally.
So you became head chorister?
No. I went in. You have 20 choristers at one time.
Oh, okay. So you became one of the main.
And I became number 10.
Did you have to do an audition?
Yes.
Do you remember what you sang?
I sang a song called Little Donkey, and his name was Neddy Brown, and I actually used that for a singing competition later on against a boy. I can't say his name because just in case he's listening. And he sang the same song, and he won because he bought a bunch of carrots with him for authenticity.
Now, there's a lesson to be learnt. You
Oh,
see.
tell me about it. I was in Waitrose the next day, like you wouldn't
Buttoning
believe.
up all the
A
carrots.
ton of carrots, just in case I was asked to sing it again. Yeah, it never was actually. But
No. So I was saying that's a very good musical grounding.
Oh, huge.
And as you know, doing every week, doing the masses and
Every day.
every
day.
doing
Yeah,
masses.
we schooled until 3:30.
So it was a choir school as well, wasn't it?
No, Carlisle Cathedral wasn't.
So you went to normal. You went to normal.
I went to. It was very strange because my family are Catholic, so I went to a Catholic school and then went to a Church of England cathedral at night to do the service, and through that we also did a TV series because they had what they called the God slot on a Sunday night on ITV, and they had songs of praise and highway and things like that, and then we did a program called Praise to Pop for ITV for about 4 years, I think. A director called Harry King from Border Television put this program together.
Wow.
And it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
So then at some point, as it happens, your voice must have broke.
It broke very late, actually. So I was able to sort of do the full stretch.
So 14?
No, for about 15 and a half it broke.
That's late.
Yeah. So I went from sort of like Kira Tikanoa to Paul Robeson in about 5
no.
seconds. Yeah, wasn't pretty.
It's that middle bit, isn't it, when you're neither one nor the other?
Yeah, and I'm very lucky that I'd actually stopped singing, or we were having a summer break when it really happened. So I wasn't sort of caught mid soprano solo.
So then that's sort of a hard moment, isn't it? Because you've had this career or this life where the singing was your mate, and then it's not that anymore, I presume.
It was devastating because I'd sung every day from the age of 6, and I get to 16 and they say, right, you've got to keep your mouth shut if you want to carry on. And I wasn't allowed to sing.
So they just have you there not singing?
No, I had to leave.
You had to leave.
I had to leave. You could have gone back as an adult.
But you'd have to wait.
But you'd have to wait until my voice had reached you.
So what did you decide to do at that point?
I was a chef.
Were you?
Yeah, I was the singing chef, they called me.
It's not the galloping gourmet.
No, sadly not, no. No, I wasn't allowed alcohol at that age. But yeah, no, I trained as a chef at a hotel in right next to the cathedral, actually. And I went in there, and it was I did a 5-year course in 3, which meant I got my city and guilds and everything like that. Because I thought, well, if I can't sing for about 3 years, then that would just fulfill the time. And I did that, and I mean it was amazing because when I was a chorister, we sang for the Queen and we sang for Princess Anne and all that sort of thing. And then, literally 6 months, 7 months later, I'm now cooking for the Queen when she came to distribute the Royal Maundy money and things like that. So it was very bizarre.
And did you have a sort of a speciality? What was your sort of
puddings?
Puddings.
Oh, I'm a
pudding. No, I am with you.
I do like
puddings.
puddings.
You know, there's people who go, "Oh, I don't have a sweet tooth."
Oh, honest to God.
No,
I used to. It's very embarrassing. We had the Queen's favourite actually was lemon mousse.
Are you allowed to tell me that?
Oh,
you are now.
I am now. Yeah. She said it was all right.
Yes.
This lemon mousse, which is beautiful. So I used to make lemon mousse and sherry trifle all the time. But because I'm such a fat pig, I used to make double the custard for the sherry trifle. And I used to go and sit in these big walk-in fridges and just eat half a ton of custard before I put it on the shelf. It was fabulous.
You like a good... So that's properly made custard, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not bought.
No.
Something you bought from town.
I've just heard myself go, yeah, do you know? And I'd said to my mother, I'll try to talk very posh when I'm there today.
They don't need to talk posh.
That's gone out the window, really.
Well, I didn't notice it when you started, to be honest. I don't think
Oh, really? Thank you. So kind.
I did say from the beginning...
Taxi for one, I think.
I did say from the beginning you have to be yourself.
Yes, well, that's true.
And you can't take the Carlisle after the man.
You can't, despite the contortionist, but,
Despite the contortion. So, okay, so you were chefing for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously...
For 3 years.
For 3 years. But obviously somewhere deep down, you still wanted to perform.
Well, I didn't last the 3 years of not singing, actually. Because the BBC had a competition. It was called Search for a Star, and I was put forward for this, and won the competition. So I'd been doing these little concerts on the side and working for Border Television.
And what type of stuff were you singing?
Musical theatre, really. And one of the rounds of this Search for a Star, you had to try different places. So we were in Scotland quite a lot, and we went to this place, and I spoke to the man to make sure that there was going to be a keyboard there for my pianist to play, and he had such a thick Scottish accent. I didn't really hear what he said. So I just smiled and kept saying, yes, that's fine. And so my MD said, is everything okay? And I said, yes, he's got an organ, so that's fabulous. So, oh, yes, I can play that. So we get there to this place in the middle of nowhere. And what he actually said was he had an accordion. And
it was just a slight difference.
Just a slight difference, especially as it was pushing it for her to play an organ, let alone an accordion. And we had to have a man holding the bellows part of the accordion, pushing them in and out. While she played the keyboard. And I think I won on sympathy more than anything.
Well, sympathy's
believe me, I'll take it.
Take it.
I'm not proud.
And you were how old at this point, you reckon?
I was about 17.
So at that point in your head, had you sort of thought this is now going to be my career, or was chefing still a possibility?
No, chefing was just something I had to do.
Temporary. It was never.
No. It was never going to be something because it was too much hard work. I mean, it really was hard work. And you didn't get the chance to look pretty, and you had to wear a chef's hat, and I don't like hats because it messes your hair up. From the day I can remember anything, I wanted to sing. That's all I've ever wanted.
That's all you've ever wanted.
Yeah.
So you've never, other than the chefing, you've never gone down the route of any normal sort of...
Oh, I don't think there's much normal about me, really.
Well, you never know. There might have been
You're very kind,
At one time, there might have been.
No, there's never been. No.
Talking about looking pretty.
Yes.
Can we have a look at that looking pretty shot? The young Andrew.
Very young.
Young Andrew. Black. Is that leather?
Black leather.
Black leather. Open. Very open.
Very open.
Very open.
Yes.
And sitting in a slightly suggestive, sultry sort of look in your eye.
Very kind of you.
Well, sultry is a good word. So tell me about that picture.
Well, it was a fashion.
Say it doesn't look very pantomime Dane.
No, definitely isn't. No. That's in my days when I was a pantomime had Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
Yeah. We were in Lisbon, and they said, "Oh, right, we would like you to do these photographs." And so that was one of them. The other one was they took me to this park, and I had to lie on the grass, and in that leather suit, and I was lying on the grass, and I said, "This is really uncomfortable." I said, "It's very warm," and I said, "I feel really itchy." And unfortunately, they'd put me down on an ant's nest. And these ants they were inside this suit, and so they let me take it. How I wasn't arrested, I don't know, but they let me take it off, and they sort of hosed it down and everything like that. Then they put me back in the suit, and they said, "Right, we want you to climb up that tree and lie along a branch because that would look really sexy."
Sorry, is this? Is it for promoting the pantomime?
No.
So it was. I was going to say
but they said it would enhance my look as a leading man.
Oh, so it's your management company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get up this tree eventually, with a lot of help, and I'm lying along this branch, and I'm really not good with heights either, and I'm lying there trying to look. He said, "Give me a sexy pose." So I'm posing like mad, and he said, "I said, give me a sexy pose." And I said, "I've been doing it for about 10 minutes. And he went, "Oh, that's not working then." He said, "Just don't smile." He says, and just lie there. So I was lying there, and I could see all this steam, and I thought that would have sort of made this really effective. And I looked down, and the photographer was having hysterics. And I said, "Look, I know I look a silly person, but please don't take the mickey out of me. I just want to get down." No, we're not laughing at you. I said, "Yes, you are. You're laughing at me." And I said, "Please, just let me get down. It's just let me take a few more photographs." So he took these photographs. So eventually they get me down this tree. And he said, "I want you to see what we were laughing at." And he showed me a shot, because it was one of these cameras, so you can see the pictures already. And the reason that there was steam was there was these two winos having a wee against the tree, and because of the heat, all this steam was coming up. It's very effective. It's,
Very effective. You should have hired them.
The smell wasn't particularly nice because it was very hot in Lisbon. But yeah, so that
is interesting.
Yeah.
And what about the other one in your? What colour's that?
That's red. That's my red Calvin Klein.
You look sort of. You should be in Greece or something, I reckon.
Oh, yes, actually, Danny Zuko.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Well, there we
Good boy.
You hadn't told me that.
See, no.
Yeah, so that is good.
Danny Zuko.
So you played Danny Zuko?
Yes.
Where did you play him?
In Carlisle. Yeah.
So you can do.
I've been around, love.
You can do all those numbers.
Yes, you're the one that I want.
Summer Loving.
Yes,
all
absolutely.
Well,
yes.
I would offer to be your Olivia Newton-John, but I won't.
Bless it.
I won't. No, I won't. So up until how recent, are you still doing musicals?
Yeah, mainly we do what we call potted versions of musicals at the Brick Lane Music Hall, which is where I'm involved with now.
So let's then. So we've seen your sort of progression from singing in a choir through these competitions through to start doing musicals, and I presume. Did you start in the chorus and then made your way to leading man? Well, you were always the leading.
Me.
That was a look.
God
kills
forgive
look.
you.
Yes, sorry. You were always the leading man.
Thank you.
Yes. Favorite musical?
The Sound of Music. Anything with Dame Julie Andrews, and I'm just in La La Land.
You're in La La Land.
Yeah. The favorite musical to sing, Carousel, Billy Bigelow.
Okay, I don't know that. Well, I do. Yes, is that
If I Loved You?
Mr. Snow? Is that
Mr.
one?
Snow,
Yes.
and the Soliloquy, which is that's actually the one that won me the talent competition. The most incredible music, beautiful.
Can we now turn to what made you become a pantomime dancer? How did that happen for the first time?
Well, I'd done pantomimes before
As leading
a leading man. With some amazing people, and it was a very strange way of working because it was not something that I'd been used to, but loved doing it. And
was there any inherent difference from being in a pantomime than from being in a musical, for example?
Hugely in the way that people work.
Can you just explain a bit about that?
Well, if you're in a book show,
Yes,
you literally 99.9% you stick to what's written, and then you can go into a pantomime, and depending on the character you're playing and the people that you're playing opposite, if they have the gift to be able to ad-lib, which is that's amazing. It's a great talent, but you've also got to be quick enough yourself to be able to pick up on that and to be either to be able to give a reply to it, or let the comedian or whoever it is go forward with their gag and know it's timing. Timing is basically what it's all about.
so that's quite skillful, isn't it? Because then you have to
hugely.
know at what point you return to the script.
Yes.
Because I presume there's a framework with script
Mhm.
in which there's certain elements of
Yeah.
improvisation.
And you've also got to be able to know where you can interject a remark that will take the comedian to the next level of the gag that he's doing, because he may do a gag that needs a reply from you that he can then go to finish the gag, and
that reply might be different every day.
hugely. The comedian I work with the most at the moment is a guy called Vincent Hayes, who is phenomenal and renowned for ad-libbing, and you have to learn when to keep your mouth shut. You also have to learn when you can add something for him to be able to bring the story to a climax, and then you can go back into the script.
And would there only be certain moments that you can ad-lib? I mean, you couldn't ad-lib the whole thing clearly.
I don't think you could. You have to have some.
There's a structure, isn't there?
Some structure of the story. There are certain characters in a pantomime that would only be able to keep to that story because they drive the story
So
through.
they have to do their bit.
Yeah.
So the pantomime dame can improvise a lot.
Yes, certainly watched pantomime dames do it and do it with great skill. And then so you learn phrases and lines and routines as you go along. And as long as you have, as you say, the basic structure of something, then you can take it to wherever you want
Wherever
to.
you want to go to. So going back, so you said you've been in pantos, but as Prince Charming or whatever. So explain how the first pantomime dame job came up.
I was at Brick Lane Music Hall and we were doing Aladdin, and a wonderful comedian called Paul James, who was playing the dame. And on the first day of rehearsals, we'd just finished learning a tap routine that was going to be the first act finale. And I was following him out of the building after the day's rehearsals. And he went out the door and I heard a scream, and he'd fallen onto his knees and smashed his kneecaps. And needless to say, it was an absolute agony. So we managed to get an ambulance. He was taken off to the hospital, where we found that he had indeed smashed his kneecaps. And so we didn't really know what was going on and what would happen, whether or not the pantomime would continue. We knew if it continued, it would have to be recast. And we went in the next day really not knowing what would happen. And I kept saying, who have they got? Have they got somebody else? And nobody would say anything. And we sat down for this table read, and they said, right, just to let you know, we're just going to carry on, and everything's going to be fine, and we've got a new pantomime dame. So I said, that's fabulous. I said, who is it? And he says, you. And I says, in your dreams. And I said, I'm not doing that. And he says, yeah. And I said, no, I can't do that. No, please don't make me do that. And he said, you'll be fine. And I said, no, I won't. I said, I'll be useless. I said, because I said, I won't know what I'm doing. I said, so far out of my comfort zone. And he said, no, honestly, he said, we'll look after you and you'll be fine. And I was wetting myself. I was so frightened because the thing that concerned me the most was having worked with so many amazing, incredible dames that A, I couldn't live up to that. And B, I was so used to being the pretty boy, where you just came on and you kissed your leading lady and you sang a few nice songs. You would be involved so much in the comedy. Now, I love comedy, and I'm a very good straight man, if I may say so myself, because I don't always get the jokes. Literally, I don't.
That helps.
It does help. It helps them because I have this vacant look, which there's no acting involved whatsoever. I just don't get the jokes. But I just had this fear of them laughing at me
rather than laughing with me.
Yeah. And that was the thing that frightened me the most. So we started these rehearsals, and it was only when we started that I realized I'd remembered routines from these dames that I'd been very fortunate.
Seen so many of them.
Yeah, so many. And some really fabulous guys doing this job that had been doing it forever. And I realized that I had picked up something along the way. And this first pantomime that we did, I also then found out how much hard work it is.
In what way is it hard work?
Well, 17 costume changes.
17?
Yeah.
Can we at this point have a look at some of the costumes? Because the costumes are intricate, to say the least, aren't they?
That's something I just wear for Waitrose.
So those
attractive, I told you.
You wear how many costumes?
17.
Of that complexity.
Yeah.
And how long does it take to get in and out of one?
Do
you have a dresser?
Oh yes. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, the beautiful Lisa is my dresser. Yeah. And she knows exactly what's happening at what time and how long I've got. I mean, the quickest one this year was a minute and a half. and that was a full the wig, the shoes, the gloves, everything, and you stand there on the first day of rehearsal and think, there's no way in the creation of goodness I'm going to be able to do that in a minute and a half. And then in the run, you do it in a minute, and you're standing in the wings waiting to be prepared, and so, but you do have to concentrate because, like being Principal Boy or when I was Prince Charming or whatever, you'd only do a certain amount of scenes, then you could sit down in the dressing room. And here, with this, you don't. You literally,
There's a pantomime dame on, because I can't remember.
Literally constant, most scenes. But it's fabulous, and the adrenaline just pushes you through.
I'm sure. So in addition to the costumes and obviously the energy to change and time is demanding, what else in being a pantomime dame in that act is hard?
You have to become a character that is not necessarily you. Principal Boy,
You can be.
it's mainly yourself. But here you have to, basically, you have to think about as a mother, and compassion is a huge part of it.
So when you are playing the role of a pantomime dame, you are inherently a woman. You're playing a woman.
I'm playing a man playing a woman.
But you're saying about compassion.
Yeah,
but you have to still get into that.
It's a maternal thing. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to think that I was pretending to be a woman, because it's not. I'm a man being a woman, and that's the character that you're playing, and trying to portray. But you have to find so much compassion in that part because you are the mother of whatever the character is. And having
pantomime dame always someone's mother.
Yeah, I think so. All the ones I've done, yeah.
So then, can I ask you, if you're playing, this is Jack and the Beanstalk, if you're playing a pantomime dame in Jack and the Beanstalk, would the character be different to the pantomime dame, say, in Mother Goose, for example? Or is it all the pantomime dames inherently the same?
You're allowed a little more leeway. Like if you were playing Widow Twankey,
yes,
Widow Twankey is quite a bit of a flirt, so she could be a bit more extrovert. Somebody like Mother Goose, although she's very vain, is very compassionate about her children. They are all of them.
They're all different, though. They're not.
Yeah,
you some sort of stereotype.
No, you find something different in each one, depending on where the story goes.
So what I suppose I'm saying is there is acting here. There's not.
Yeah,
it's not just some sort of caricature. There is a
no. There it is acting because especially like Mother Goose. I didn't really know the story of Mother Goose, and it's vanity that takes over her character because she wants to be beautiful and all that sort of thing. And then she realizes that there's more to life than vanity. It's about love and the love of our children and compassion and things like that. And I think you have to have, from my point of view, warmth. I'm not. A lot of pantomime dames will find a different angle. Like they'll be spiky and they'll be some can be quite vicious, but that's not the way that I would approach it. I go for the warmth. I like that. I did start out sounding like Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, it's lovely. And how are you? Oh, it's so lovely to see you.
That's a Scottish with you.
Yeah, so my Scottish lilt comes out. Not everybody would approach it that way. They would use their own voice depending on who they wanted to appear as. You get people like Les Dawson, who was a phenomenal pantomime dame, but he would use his own voice. And so many dames have different ways of approaching it. That's just mine. Your
way.
My look at it.
Your look at it. Have you had anything either with the costumes or in general go disastrously wrong? Of the list?
I had one quite recently. I had a very, very quick change from being like a Danny LaRue character in this stunning costume and a pair of 6-inch heels. And I had literally about a minute and a half to get out of this whole thing and get into something else. And as I came down the stairs, the heel of my shoe got caught in the train of the dress, and I landed literally upside down and hurt myself quite badly. But then you realise you've only got 30 seconds left, so you've got to go. And it doesn't hurt until you get off. They have an expression called what they call Dr. Footlights. So you just get on with it, and then you can cry afterwards. And I had to go to see the doctor the next day, and he said, "Well, how did you do this?" And I said, "Well, just say it was something to do with work." I thought, I don't really want him to know that I was strutting about in a pair of 6-inch heels and a basque at the time.
The wrong idea.
Yeah,
Not the right idea.
but yeah, I mean, things happen all the time. But that's the wonder of pantomime. You know, the more things that go wrong, the audience absolutely love it.
And I've been talking to a number of acts about this, that there is nowadays a culture of things going deliberately wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So an audience never quite knows whether something that goes wrong is a genuine mistake or it's part of the, so that gives you leeway, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, working with Vincent, he knows my Achilles heel. He knows what will make me laugh.
So he goes to corpse you.
And and that's...
but the audience love that, don't they?
They adore it, absolutely. And because they come back time and time again, and the constant question is, I don't know how you get through that because he's a monkey, isn't he? Or words to that effect. And but it's great. It's wonderful because it all adds to the finished product, and all the characters, we're all there to keep the audience happy, basically,
And when you play a pantomime, are you playing it for the parents or the children?
For both, because I always say it's clean when it comes out of my mouth. Where you take it is up to you.
It's up to you.
So, I mean, a double entendre, of which the pantomimes are full of, a child wouldn't necessarily get what an adult would get. Saying that nowadays, the kids know more than the adults. Certainly know more than me. You don't take it to excess.
No. This point in the podcast, I'd like to try something myself.
Oh.
Okay? Now, I'm very excited about this because you brought along a song called Sonny Boy, which you're going to be a part and I'm going to be a part.
Yes.
And we're going to try and create a duet.
It's a duet.
Is there a difference between a duet and a duo?
Well, a duo would be... who would be a duo? Peters and Lee. Do you remember Peters and Lee?
Oh, yeah.
Peters and Lee were a duo.
So if this works well, we could turn into a duo.
We could go out
as a duo.
We could be the cheeky girls.
Whatever happened to the cheeky girls? Okay, so this song is for Sonny Boy, 2 parts. You're Fanny.
Thank you.
And I'm Willie.
You are.
I'm your Willie.
And we go together.
And we go together. Fine. Okay, so...
We fit very well.
We fit very well.
Climb up on my knee.
What's my name?
Sonny Boy.
What do you remember?
I remember when you were 3.
What's my name?
Sonny Boy. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of showing what you mean to me.
What's my name?
Sonny Boy.
How about the weather?
When there are grey skies.
What, don't you mind?
I don't mind those grey skies.
What do I do to them?
Oh, you make them blue.
What's my name?
Sonny Boy. Friends may forsake me.
Do you care?
No. Let them all forsake me.
Who've you still got?
I still have you.
And what's my name?
Sonny Boy.
Where do I come from and what do you know?
You're sent from heaven and I know your worth.
I manufactured a what?
You made a heaven.
From whom? Right? Where? On what?
For me right here on earth.
God bless me.
When I'm old and grey, dear.
What do you mean, when?
How rude. Promise You won't stray, dear.
Who do you love?
I still love you.
What's my name?
Sonny Boy. Oh, a match made in heaven.
Much better.
Oh, love.
Great. I think this is my new career. I
It
think I could do this.
You've been wasted all these
I've
years.
been wasted, yes.
Yes, literally.
Literally wasted. Yes, so that was very enjoyable. Thank you
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you very, very much. So finally, just thinking about pantomimes now. I mean, obviously the pantomime is a very old genre, and as I said at the beginning, it's sort of very symbolic of Christmas and all that. Have you noticed any changes in how pantomimes are done, or do you think it's still the traditional way?
The ones I see, I think luckily are still very traditional, and I think they're actually going back to a more of a traditional style. I mean, luckily the Palladium have started doing the pantomime
Back again, yes.
you know, and it brings that tradition back, you know. But I've been so blessed in my career to have worked with people like Roy Barraclough, who was just the most incredible dame. He was my first dame, and Roy Hudd, Danny LaRue.
Where was Danny LaRue?
Yeah, I worked with Danny many years.
Just learned a lot.
Oh, he was just an inspiration, an absolute inspiration, and I'm very lucky to have some of his costumes as well. And like they have the new genre of Anthony Stewart Hicks at the Mercury Theatre, who keeps that tradition going, and just an array of an amazing talent, you know. And I belong to a charity called the Grand Order of Water Rats.
Yeah.
And the people that were in there, you know, like Les Dawson and John Inman and Danny, all have such background in pantomime. And I, as I say, I've been so blessed to work with them and to see the way that they perform. And I think, luckily, there are still enough people around that enjoy that. And we've just had the Pantomime Awards, where Brick Lane won the best for keeping the tradition alive, from a guy called the award was named after Nigel Ellicott, who was a big pantomime star, and sadly who passed away quite recently. And he actually taught me how to do makeup, because that was another thing that I didn't know anything about.
So do you do your own makeup?
I do my own makeup, yeah. It's not what I would wear to go shopping in, but I'm a bit more subtle on a Christmas morning.
So there's obviously now there's a lot of drag acts about. You know, drag is a big thing. Is there a difference? What's the difference between a pantomime dame and a drag act?
Well, I think it all depends on the drag act, because I worked with an amazing drag act called Phil Starr, who was the creme de la creme. He was sensational, and his humor was top notch. But he was a drag act, and for me it's a different character.
It is a different character, yes.
You know, there's nothing wrong with it at all, because being a drag act is one of the most fabulous and clever things ever, and I watch them in awe of the way that they can handle an audience and the way that they do their makeup and everything like that. I would choose a traditional pantomime dame for myself, because I'm not clever enough to be a drag act.
Then I suppose I should ask, in the age of gender equality, whether a woman could play a pantomime dame, or indeed maybe could be a pantomime knight. So reversing it, having a woman playing a sort of a similar character, but a man.
I mean, anything goes. Anything goes. I think the thing with a pantomime dame is that it's, in my mind, it's easier to be more slapstick with a man, because there's no offense. And I would think twice about hitting a woman in face
Yeah,
with
so
a
there is a
custard
lot.
pie or
There is
something like that.
There is a lot of slapstick.
Yeah, and I think it's you can get away with a lot more doing it to a man in a frock rather than a lady. In my mind,
Yes,
you know,
that's true.
and I think it would be more humorous because they know it's a man, you know. But you know, you get great people and great ladies in pantomime. I mean, Maureen Lipman just in pantomime was phenomenal. But I think in sort of slapstick terms,
Yes, it's better.
It's easier to do it to a man.
And you still enjoy it yourself?
Love every minute of it. It's hard work for anybody that does pantomime. You know, you're doing 2 shows a day. A good mate of mine does it in Wales, Mike Doyle, who is just a fabulous pantomime dame. And you watch all these people, and it is hard work. You know, the effervescent Leslie Joseph, who just gives it 150% every time she does something. You know, you see all these people doing pantomime and you think, my goodness, you know, and it was always looked down on. They say, oh yes, we're going to do pantomime this year, you know, but it is damned hard work, but very, very enjoyable. Right. Oh my goodness, yeah.
So just before we go, just remind our listeners or viewers where you're performing this year.
This year I will be at the Brick Lane Music Hall, which is in London. And we are doing Jack and His Giant Stalk.
It's a bit of an innuendo there.
Tells you everything.
Yes.
But
when is it running from?
Actually, we start in January and we run until March. And then just after that, we then do a family version of Jack and the Beanstalk. So it's...
so the original version is not a family version, is that?
It's for over 16s.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Okay.
It's very Carry-On-esque. You know, a lot of infamy. They've all got it in for me. You know, and very, very funny. And luckily, the run sells out every year.
Brilliant.
You know.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
Andrew,
pleasure.
Very much. It has been an absolute delight, and I look forward to seeing you in pantomime.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, everyone watching this episode. If you want to know more about Andrew and the pantomime he's in, or you want to see about future upcoming episodes of this podcast, you want to contribute, you want to share, or you want to find out about our live shows, which we hope to be having on next year, do visit our socials. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you.